What's up, YouTube? It's your main man AB the Hero back again with another video, and the LeBron James effect is in full effect right now in Los Angeles with the Lakers, with rumors swirling around Anthony Davis and possibly Klay Thompson going to the Lakers. Alright, so now I'm gonna call this the LeBron James effect, right? And I will say that LeBron is getting better and better at orchestrating these teams as he is developing and growing as a veteran in the NBA. We've seen him go to Miami, and when he did that, he jumped straight in there. He pulled Chris Bosh. We're going to team up with D Wade, right? Chris Bosh at the time was one of the best free agents available, all right? We see LeBron then make the move back to Cleveland. Kyrie is there, already a stud. Hey, Kevin Love is available. We're going to pull him in. At that time, they traded Andrew Wiggins away, so we wanted to have a triple threat there in Cleveland. All right, now, LeBron moves to LA. This time, no formidable star already on the team, okay? So not going to join up with a player, and then also taking a slow approach, not bringing somebody in with him. But now we're starting to see this plan come into play, and I'm one to believe that this is probably a plan that started prior to this year. Like, this is something that Clutch Sports and Rich Paul and LeBron James probably had in the works for a few seasons now. All right, now with this Anthony Davis trade, the rumors and the information keeps coming out. Now it is come to the light that Anthony Davis will be telling whichever team that is interested in trading for him that he will only re-sign with the Lakers. So you can trade for him and you'll have him for one season, but that will be it. He will not be re-signing with them. Now it has also came out that Klay Thompson is saying that, hey, if the Lakers could pull Anthony Davis, if he doesn't get a max deal with the Golden State Warriors, he would potentially be interested in signing with the Los Angeles Lakers once he becomes a free agent. Now, that is huge. That is the LeBron James effect, and we see LeBron James making veteran moves now. He's talked about this before, right? When he left Cleveland the first time, he had the decision, right? And that ended up being a whole big deal. When he left Miami, he drafted a little letter, and that was a smaller deal. When he left Cleveland the second time, came to LA, it was just a little tweet, not even by him, it was through his representation. So we see LeBron James is starting to move smarter right now. Now what we see is, as he is acquiring his teammates, he's starting to move smarter as well, making plays here and there, setting up the dominoes, moving around the board like a chess master. Now Klay Thompson is a ripe candidate to join this Lakers team, because if we look here at the roster for the Golden State Warriors, it's obvious to see you got Kevin Durant here, who is under a deal for $30 million. That is up. He's going to have to re-sign this offseason, so that's a lot of money that they're going to offer him. Boogie Cousins is somebody who is not expected to re-sign with Golden State, but it's possible. It's possible, especially if Klay Thompson is interested in leaving. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen Boogie Cousins, the Golden State Warriors, to just decide to re-sign Boogie Cousins. Klay Thompson, who is currently under an $18 million contract with Golden State, wants to get that max deal. He wants to be making this kind of money, $37 to $30 million, like some of his peers are. He's a guy who, to me, is somebody who is one of the best players in the NBA. Obviously, his value to the Warriors is a greater value than probably a lot of these other teams may give him. But as you can see, if Steph Curry is not there, Klay Thompson is the man, and they don't miss a beat. So he's definitely a talent. Now, what I think that you're going to see here is, when you look at this Lakers roster and the way that it is currently constructed, one of my guys, Lonzo Ball, right? I don't. Everybody wants to see a Anthony Davis come in, and you want to see a Klay Thompson come in, but I don't want to see my boy Lonzo Ball go. And if we go here and we start looking at the potential trade situations here, I've got this trade here configured here where we can get Anthony Davis without having to give up Lonzo Ball. Now, I think, and honestly, I feel like I've seen a lot of media analysts try to include Lonzo Ball in this trade to the Pelicans, but it doesn't make sense because they already got Drew Holiday, a guy who they just re-signed. They believe in him, gave him $25 million, a 4-year deal. So why would you then trade to bring Lonzo Ball in to either have him start and then put Drew Holiday on the bench, or then have Lonzo Ball coming off the bench, especially when you got a solid backup in Elfrid Payton here? So I believe that if they do make the trade, they're not going to want Lonzo Ball because they already have a point guard that they believe in. But what you do need is pieces around them. Now, we all know that right now, out of those young guys on the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma is looking like a dog. He's putting up some major points and his stock is going up. This is why I also believe that at this moment, it's a good thing that Lonzo Ball is hurt, because he's shown signs of life and he's looked really well, but we've also known that he's been a tad bit inconsistent through these first 2 years. So with him not playing, that's even more reason why you probably wouldn't want to include him in the trade if you're another team, because we all know one of the best abilities is availability. And so the thing here is that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope will have to be included in any trade that happens right now for Anthony Davis. The interesting thing though, and this is where I say this is probably a plan that has been put in place and been worked for years from the LeBron James Clutch Sports camp, is because KCP, who has been signing 1-year deals with the Lakers last year and this year, has a trade exception where he has to a trade restriction where he has to consent to being traded. So in order for him to be included in this trade, he has to give his consent. Now, I'm one to believe that him coming to the Lakers, Clutch Sports, you know, LeBron and them was at his wedding and all of this stuff. They probably had the conversation, we're going to get you a lot of money over these 2 years, but when we call your name and it's time for you to make that trade, you're going to have to do it, because we need to get Anthony Davis here. So you got KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Brandon Ingram, a guy who it hasn't arrived yet, but once again has shown signs of light. And then you never know, given the right system, you know, he could go to another level. All right, Kyle Kuzma, a dude who has proven himself to be a dog. Josh Hart, all of these guys who would fit perfectly around Drew Holiday. All right, you got Jahlil Okafor, you got some big men here. Maybe if you don't want one of these guys, you ask the Lakers to throw in the Zubac or McGee or Wagner here. So if you need a big man, all right. So that is I feel like if the trade happens, this is the lineup that will come. And it won't be for any picks or anything, because obviously the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they're not going to be a lottery team. That team is going deep in the playoffs. So if you get a first round pick, you're basically getting a second round pick from them anyway. All right, so now let's go over here. The New York Knicks is also a team who is in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes. Now, I mentioned to you earlier, Anthony Davis is saying, yo, you can trade for me right now, but it's only going to be for 1 year, and then I'm out of there. All right, so now the interesting thing here is they've got Kristaps Porzingis, who is not an equal trade to Anthony Davis, but if you had to give up Anthony Davis and you can get Kristaps Porzingis back in his place, that's not a bad deal. All right, so now in order to do that, they would have to give up something else in order to, you know, Kristaps Porzingis is only making $6 million right now, or $5.5 million, we'll call it that, to Anthony Davis is $25 million. So they would have to add something to it. One of the guys for the New York Knicks right now who is getting paid a decent amount of money but is a bit frustrated, Enes Kanter. You add Enes Kanter to this deal, and now you've got a and now obviously if you are the Pelicans, you're probably not excited about getting Enes Kanter, but what I would tell you is that it allows you to get some value and then get the value back for Anthony Davis. And then you got Kristaps Porzingis, who is from Liepāja, Latvia. I was actually there earlier this year. A beautiful city, is his hometown. He got a dope little court there. But you get Kristaps Porzingis, who probably wouldn't mind being in New Orleans, because as somebody who's not from the United States, New Orleans, Mardi Gras, and all of that, that's one of those cool things to be a part of when you are not from the United States. So I could see him liking the New Orleans atmosphere. All right, so if you didn't want to, if the Knicks, you say, nah, we don't want Enes Kanter, you got some other folks here that you could potentially add to sweeten the pot. Solomon Hill, you could, you know what I mean, get you a decent small forward. He's a guy who's playing some pretty good basketball. The Pelicans, you got Emmanuel Mudiay, somebody you maybe add to that. Courtney Lee. If you want a guard here to go with Drew Holiday, you throw Tim Hardaway Jr. in there, and you potentially got a decent trade for Anthony Davis, Kristaps Porzingis, and Tim Hardaway Jr. The issue is that here in a short little bit of time, Kristaps Porzingis is going to want some more money. And folks, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is the LeBron James effect, and this is what he just has his hand over the NBA right now. He's like Thanos with his ability to just move and maneuver. Also, the Boston Celtics, a team who was interested in Anthony Davis, but they can't do anything till this summer. So right now they're on the outside looking in. I know that they have their pieces ready, but what I would hope from the Boston Celtics is that they're ready. Like, you should start planning this stuff out now. So on July 1st, the first day that you have an opportunity to acquire Anthony Davis, you already got the pistol loaded and you can pull the trigger. But like I said, I think the destination for him right now is the Los Angeles Lakers. You give up KCP, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, who has a future, but you know, for Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis is 25 years old, Kyle Kuzma is 23. So you're not trading a super young dog. Lonzo Ball is 19 years old. Kyle Kuzma is 23 years old. So you pretty much going, it's a 2-year difference in the age range from Anthony Davis. So that's a pretty fair trade. But I'm telling you, the LeBron James effect is all in full effect right now in the NBA. Shemaine, man, AB the Hero, I'm out. Peace.